notice how dull people look, how ill they look, how stupid even intelligence people are getting? Good thing to Google is health effects fluoride in the brain. And under that, I found the Fluoride Action Network, but it links to a lot of studies I've seen in the past. Here's one, 3 studies that were done by the federal government. Fluoride effects on the brain, drinking water, on children's intelligence. And it's got just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of studies put out by the National Research Council, the EPA, you name it. And that's why they've had the majority of EPA scientists. 2 years ago, I had one of the heads of their major union on saying, yes, they knowingly are putting deadly poison to brain damage the public in the water. I mean, I'm looking at literally hundreds and hundreds. That's why this is such a great 15-page article, because it's not even an article. It's just links to governments, Chinese, British, Russian, U.S., Canadian. I mean, I remember when I first looked this up more than 12 years ago on the Internet, I found University of Texas studies from like 1932 about how they were saying, yes, we could use this in insane asylums. It's a great sedative. It's just very toxic and causes cancer. Did you guys print up the studies for me about it massively increasing bone cancer? Absolute confirmed fact. But drink up, it's for your baby. Oh, the government wouldn't do that to make me more manageable. Well, listen, government idiots, you're drinking it too, you little control freak servants. This is a very small group of eugenicists at the top that are doing this. And I'm sorry a lot of you were too cowardly to admit the truth. The facts are the facts. Look at this, rat studies and brain cell damage with aluminum and fluoride in water. Wall Street Journal, October 28th, 1992. Fluoride in the pineal gland. BBC, fluoride in the brain, interview with Dr. Phyllis Mullenix interview. And it just goes through hundreds of these links. Full text, Zhang Q, Beijing, effect of fluoride in drinking water on children's intelligence. Full text, effect of fluoride on water intelligence of children. Here's the EPA. It is apparent that fluorides have the ability to interfere with the functions of the brain. Source, National Research Council, fluoride in drinking water, a scientific review of the EPA standards, National Academics Press, Washington, D.C. I'm on page 1, by the way. This goes on for 15 pages. When I say thousands, I mean thousands. In harm's way, toxic threats to children's development. But don't worry, the stores have it just for your baby. Oh, they love you. The government cares. But meanwhile, you see all the big headlines about the government says we must reduce the population by at least half. Humans are bad. We want carbon taxes on fat people. We want carbon taxes to shut down U.S. industry. Do you know if you buy a piece of rural land and want to get an environmental exemption so you don't have to pay as many taxes on it, you can never go back. And even if somebody buys it, you could never convert back to agriculture. You could never use it for agriculture again because they don't want agriculture. They don't want industry. Do you understand? And it's not for the environment. It's so they control things. This is bigger than anything you could imagine, folks, what you're listening to. And I'm sorry it's some, guy from Texas bringing it to you, but you need to step up and research this and find out about it. I'm sorry if your ego doesn't like knowing that you're a slave and under chemical and biological attack, but you still are under attack. You should love your children enough to care. It just goes on and on. I said I get into Bilderberg, and I have loaded phone lines here, and I just start thinking about a caller bringing up key points, and it's true. Let's take another call. Harvey in Florida. Harvey, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex. How you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. I wish folks weren't brain damaging their children, but, hey, they love the government.
Well, I'd love to call you and give you some, I was an eyewitness several weeks ago. I sent there in an email. I'll give you the short version of what I saw. I was in the Tropicana Casino and Hotel in Atlantic City. I go in the elevator. There's a gentleman dressed in a suit. I said, oh, are you here for a conference? He goes, yeah. I go, what type of conference? He goes, National Security Conference. So we go down the elevator, and I see an arrow where the conference is, a bunch of letters, FCC, HS. So I follow the arrow, and it turns out they had it spelled out when you went upstairs where the conference was. They had fusion centers, criminal investigation, homeland security, and I saw all these characters It was unbelievable what was going on. It was a 2-day conference.
Yeah, the fusion centers are federalizing everything, teaching the police that guns are going to be illegal, how to work with the youth corps. The local fusion centers track everybody's cell phone real time. They hit one code, they dial in to listen, another code, they follow you by name with your cell phone under federal law. No Fourth Amendment, no Fifth Amendment, no 10th. What else happened?
Well, there was I think it was a guy in a white suit with bars on his chest, so I believe he was a Navy admiral. And there were state police cars everywhere and stormtroopers from the state police in this conference. So this is.
Well, you know who heads up FEMA and all the major departments is military people now.
Yep. This confirms everything you've been talking about.
So what else did they see you and tell you to get out of there, or what was going on?
Yes, they gave me an escort out. I pretended like I was a senile old man, because I was just walking around trying to snoop on them. And I said, oh, no, I'm just looking for the elevators. You know, I pretended like I was senile, so they escorted me. The security escorted me out. But they were marching through this place. The admiral had 5 flunkies in suits following him like an inch from him as he was marching through the corridors. And every day, this was 3 weeks ago, and every day on the news, every minute of every day on every station across the land, they were talking about the flu outbreak. This was, and they weren't hiding, but it was weird. Why would they be at a casino? They have to get in a little gambling while they're. Because,
well, I'm going to be frank with you. What do you think runs the New World Order? It's the global mafia. But no, they're having regional meetings everywhere to test their federal flunkies, and they're promising all the locals all the power they're going to get. This is a criminal takeover of society. And the foreign banks are openly imploding the economy by design. They'll soon have us completely sucked dry. And they know when the public panics, they're going to release some flu or something as a cover story, as an excuse to clamp down. Oh, we got to have martial law for a flu. Remember, 4 weeks ago, I laid out it was a manufactured flu. Now, top scientists have looked at it and say, yes, it is totally manufactured, but as a beta test. And so it just gets crazier and crazier, my friend. I appreciate your call. Yeah, it's just Google fusion centers. It's the fusion centers that are getting these DHS reports saying veterans are the #1 threat to Homeland Security. #2, American gun owners. The whole anti-terror system is for you. You own a nice ranch, you own a company, you're the target. You're well-to-do, you're the target. You're middle class, you're a veteran, you're a gun owner, you're a retired police officer. What do you think happened in Russia and China and Cambodia? You better read up. You better find out who the targets are. These people mean business. They are training youth corps. I'd say to be ready in 2-3 years. They'll be ready. The guys that are 16 are going to be 18. And they are training to go in and do seek and destroys, to go in buildings. It's in the New York Times. Hidden in plain view. Oh, look at these young children training to kill the veterans. And the Homeland Security guys are go in and get the shooters. Kill them. And it's always in a nice situational ethics where, it's reasonable. Wonder if the Austin cops got that. 2 guys are asleep in a car and they gun them down. And, of course, the cameras malfunction. And people call in on the radio and defend it and say the guys deserve to die for being in a car at night. Well, when a cop kills your kid in a car at night, just remember you asked for that karma. And you're like, oh, you don't like the cops. Oh, no, I didn't like the cops in Nazi Germany or the Soviet Union or in Fidel's Cuba right now or in Venezuela. No, you bet I don't. I don't like tyranny. If a cop's good and follows Bill of Rights, great. But the cops work for a system that works for foreign offshore banks. And cops, when they're done with you, you're going to be their #1 enemy, so just get ready for it. You think you're in power right now? Just get ready. They're going to have a bunch of young scum right up underneath you.